Okay, I had to make sure that it started because normally when I do Twitch streams on my mobile phone, it literally takes me like 1 to 3 tries of starting it before it actually goes live. So, here we are. I haven't put my stuff on yet, because, you know, I feel like doing this little part of like putting my skates on and stuff is kind of like the intro where we get to chat and talk, and where, you know, like people come flooding in before the actual lesson. So I'm really excited today because I actually like put 2 of my ramps in front of each other. So that's really exciting, not only because I basically have, 2 of my quarter pipes, but basically now I have a ramp, and I will absolutely show you like what that looks like. But let me put my stuff on. So in today's video live, we're going to be learning how to do fakie stalls. I don't think that this one will take very long, honestly, but you know, if you have any questions or you're just here to hang out, then welcome. Feel free to ask any questions. You're also welcome to just chat like in the chat box if you want to talk to people. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be like whatever's on the VOD. And I say that because I feel like every time I do Twitch, there are people on here who don't know like what Twitch is. So I just always want to let y'all know. So thanks for just being here in general. Hi, Angel. Pretty sure that's Angel. Wait, hold on. Yes, it is. Every time I do Twitch, I always have to zoom in when I'm this far because I can't actually see chat. But hi, Angel. Congrats on being first. If you don't know what channel points are and you're new here, you accumulate them by watching Twitch, and you can use channel points whenever you want. They can make me do stuff, or I don't know, like we've got fun channel points, so feel free to use them, but don't spam them. It's pretty much already dark, so I might be closing the garage here soon and just using the lights in my garage. So that is something we'll probably have to do. But just to give a little breakdown on Twitch, in general, I go live normally Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. And we do tutorials, or we try to do tutorials every Tuesday. So if you ever want to see a tutorial, let me know. And there's never like an end to doing tutorials. We can always do a tutorial over again, or we can do new stuff. It just depends on what's available. But right now we're just gonna get our skate stuff on. And for today's lesson, I'm primarily just gonna be wearing knee pads and my skates. I also always suggest wearing a helmet, but I'm cold, so I'm wearing a hat. If you are nervous, we are going to go over like how to fall from fakie stalls too, and like how most of the falls actually happen, and kind of like preventing falls as well. So I would primarily suggest, like, if anything, wearing knee pads, because falling on your knees does happen when you are doing fakie stalls. The other thing too is you can wear wrist guards if you would like, because you can sometimes put your hands down, and wrist guards do save your wrist. So howdy, I'm stoked that you're excited for this. I do get better every single time I do these lives, so bear with me. But I am on my mobile phone, so we will be like, I have this little roller that I roll around so y'all can see different angles and stuff like that. But yeah, we're just putting our stuff on. And normally with Twitch lives anyways, there's like some grace before I do stuff, just so that people can like hop on and whatnot. And it's literally getting dark outside. I think I'm gonna close the garage after I put my pads on, and then we'll talk about some stuff and get started. I was cleaning up the garage today, and I'm very thankful because one of my ramps that's been against the wall for forever doesn't have a lot of spiders. But I got way too close to the garage door today, and I saw too many spiders I didn't want to see. So I'm gonna have to do a little cleaning to the garage very soon. I have someone. Oh gosh, chat's popping off. Sorry. I realized that I might need glasses because I even zoomed my computer and I still can't see. But what I can see is someone asked if I can go backwards yet, and yes, I can. I can do a lot more than just go backwards. So, you know, that's cool. I also see someone said, your hair looks good. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really digged my hair in a hat today too, so that's really cool. Okay, we're not going to be wearing the helmet today. We're going to put that to the side. It's always good before you skate to do some stretches. I won't be doing that because I'm already stretching. Okay, welcome in Brenda, and Canis said that my hair looks cool today. Thank you, I appreciate that. Okay, let me show you. Here's the setup that we've got going on. So this is where we're gonna primarily be working on the fakies, and this is the other ramp that I was able to move today. So I'm really proud of myself. This has been sitting over here in the back of most of my videos. So, yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna scoot, go back for a second. We're just gonna talk about some things. We're gonna talk about the steps. Hold on, I need to, remember I'm on my mobile phone, okay? So I'm gonna have to make like adjustments so y'all can see, like, you know, just bear with me. Okay, so we're gonna talk about the steps to fakie stalling, and then I'm gonna do them for you. So with fakie stalling, you're gonna wanna make sure that obviously you're really good at forwards pumping and backwards pumping. Both are really key to doing fakie stalls. If you can do a forward stall, that's awesome because you're basically doing that, but backwards. So you're gonna wanna make sure that you feel confident in all of those areas. And if you're learning fakie stalls before you learn a frontside stall, that's totally fine as well. The major keys really are just learning how to pump. I think that like if you learn fakie stalls first, that's okay, because they just have a similarity in forwards or frontside stalls too. So the chihuahuas are singing. We'll close the garage in a second. Anyways, so the main steps that I'm going to be teaching for you today are we're going to focus on pumping. I'm going to do a mini tutorial on how to pump. Second, let me get my notebook actually. Yeah, the dogs. Also, thank you, Womb Raider. I don't know, your name is interesting. I'm not sure what that's about. But if there's like something to that name that I'm not getting, let me know. But that's the fun thing about Twitch is everyone's got interesting usernames. Also, FYI, if you do exclamation mark Twitch pronouns, I believe, or exclamation mark pronouns, I do have commands. If you want people to address you like with your pronouns, then you can download this Twitch extension that just shows your pronouns if you're on the computer. If you're on mobile, it won't pop up. But yeah, just so you know. And that's good for me too, because then I can see what y'all's pronouns are and I can address you the way that you would like. Okay, so we're gonna be doing a mini tutorial on pumping. Then we're gonna be learning how to pump up to the coping without putting weight on our wheels, which obviously I'll show you what that is. And then we're going to learn how to pump into a fakie stall while putting weight onto the coping, which means kind of just sitting down. And then to do a longer fakie stall, you're basically gonna add those two together and pump and sit. But obviously there's more details to that than just like the steps that I have written down. So I'll absolutely go through the details as I show you, because it's a lot easier to do that. There are two ways to also do fakie stalling. You can do it by doing 2 feet on the coping at the same time, where you basically hop into it, or you can roll onto it, which means your lead foot goes first and then your non-lead follows after. So there are 2 ways that I'll show you. I'll show you what a fakie stall looks like in general in the 2 different ways, and then we'll learn it together. So let me close the garage door. Okay, so I'm gonna pull you back here so you can see what's happening and what a fakie stall looks like. I don't need to apologize for bearing with me, but at least I have smooth transitions, okay? All right, so we'll also just warm up a little bit. The difference? So there was one where I did 2 feet together. Getting the angle to make sure I'm in the frame is always interesting. So there was one where I did 2 feet. Both kind of came up here, came together and hopped into the coping. And then there was one where I rolled with my lead foot, which is right, and then my non-lead came up right after it. I'll show you both of them individually. So I'll do both feet first, I'll stop, and then I'll do 2 feet. So you can see, it's just kind of hard sometimes to I don't want to talk and skate because it's loud in the garage, so I try to stop and then talk. Fakie stalls! Hi, John. Okay, we're gonna do the one where we do 2 feet on the coping first. Might also help you figure out which one is going to be easier for you. So that was 2 feet. Don't worry, you'll get all the angles as well. Now I'm going to do 1 foot after the other. So I guess like a roll-on fakie stall. Okay. I need to get my chair. I just need to have this chair available at all times so I can just sit. Okay. So, those are the 2 different, they take one hand away. Those are the 2 different varieties of fakie stalls. There could probably be more. But those are the 2 that I'm gonna primarily be teaching. We'll probably focus on rolling on first, and then pretty much just doing 2 feet on the coping. It's dependent on your pumps. If you feel more comfortable jumping into stuff or rolling into stuff, that pretty much is just up to you. I wouldn't say that one or the other is easier, but I will always say that rolling into something is gonna help you learn how to get to the coping for other tricks in general. So that would be my advice, is I would always try to roll into something instead of hopping into something. But hopping's always good for stuff that's vertical, or maybe you can't pump to the top of it. then you can always, you know, use that jump. So we're gonna start with the first steps. I'm probably gonna zoom you up onto my feet to start some stuff, or I might just show you things from different angles. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, I don't know, you just let me know. And I might be able to try to do this with my left foot too. I always like to try to do stuff the other way because I can like backside the opposite way and whatnot. So yeah, I'll try. I don't know if I'll succeed, but I'll try. The other thing here too is that this garage light does turn off. So sometimes I will have to mute myself for a second. Open the garage and close it just to allow like the light to come back on. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Give me a second. Okay, but while I'm doing that, tell me how your Tuesday is going. I would love to hear how everyone is. And also admire the lovely eyeballs, Twilight poster, and Kapow sign in the back. Oh my goodness, Eat, Live, Mosh is here. Thanks for following, I appreciate you. Okay, so I'm gonna give you the view from here first to start off, because we're gonna focus on pumping as the first thing. So again, we're gonna kind of go through these a little bit quick. If you have any questions, let me know. And again, hopefully you'll know how to pump already, but when you are doing fakie stalls, the most important pump is going to be the back pump. You really don't need to worry about the forward pump, because if you can backwards pump really hard, you can make it up to the coping. Everything is turning off on me. Hold on. I gotta turn my computer's like screensaver thing off. Anyway, so pumping is key. If you can, like, first off, I would always make it a point to be able to pump at least up to where your back wheels hit the coping. And if you can do that, then you'll be able to pump past that. So in general, you should always just be pumping. If you're on a ramp, 4 pumps, you're only gonna see my back pump, but there should be 2, obviously. So just make sure that you are squatting with your knees and really pumping. So even from like here, I can get pretty high. And I'm already doing the second step. So again, those are just pretty quick. But I'm already doing the second step, which is basically pump until your back wheels go past the coping. I'll bring you in closer to show you what that looks like in just a second. But you want to pump until basically your back wheels just like slightly bump over the coping. And if you're nervous, if you have hard wheels or you're nervous about like hitting the coping and you think that you're gonna fall or just bump into it or whatever, just make sure to obviously look backwards, but also be really light on your heels. So instead of like sitting into your heels really hard throughout the whole pump, once you know you're about to get to the coping, be a little light. Put a little bit more weight into your toes, or just like these are almost hypotheticals. Like you're just shifting your weight. You're not like literally going on your toes. You're just shifting your weight into like the middle part of your skate and your toes. And that way just makes it a lot lighter, so if your wheels do hit the coping, or if you can actually lift your foot up a little bit, then you're not gonna be like slamming into it like, you're not gonna be like hitting it really hard, you're just gonna be gliding over it or lifting your foot. So if you don't think that you're comfortable actually lifting your wheels up, that's totally okay. Just be very light on your wheels. Otherwise, if you can make that precision And you can look and you can adjust and see where you're coming to the coping. Lift your heel a little bit. And again, we're not focused on actually putting any weight on the coping. We are just pumping through it. And you can start with one foot first. So that would be your lead foot, or your non-lead, I guess. I'm a switch footer. I put my front foot forwards and backwards. So I'll show you that first, obviously, and then I'll try to do it with my left in the back. But yeah, start with one foot first, and then you'll go to two. So I'll show you that again a little further, and then I'll show you it closer. Okay, you let me know if the lighting on the ramp is like not good enough, but because the garage light keeps closing. Now I'm gonna bring you a bit closer so you can actually see like what my foot is doing. And I did it a couple times where I lifted my heel up and I like had it hit the coping. All right, I thought the garage was just gonna close, but it had a mind of its own. All right, so now I'm gonna show you both again. Go over the whole thing, like both your back and front feet, but because you're not putting any weight, I know you can't see me, I'm just talking at this point, but because you're not putting any actual weight onto the coping, it's literally just gonna go up and then back down. The only time that you are gonna trip over the coping really is if you're putting weight on your foot. And my lead foot, the one that is going back, literally doesn't have any weight when I'm coming up here. All of my weight is pretty much shifting into this foot. And when you do stalls in general, if you do the roll-on method, you're basically shifting your weight from your lead foot to your non-dominant foot and then leveling it out. So you're doing the exact same thing when you're doing fakie stalls. So from this step, you're now going to try to get your second foot to basically come up and do exactly the same thing. And again, the key things of this are that you're not gonna wanna have a lot of weight. You're gonna wanna make sure your knees are bent. Knees should always be bent throughout like skating in general. Hopefully I don't have to preference that, but knees bent always. And then the other thing is you just wanna focus on like your wheels coming up and coming back down. You don't want to focus on actually doing a stall. You're probably going to feel like you're doing a stall for like a millisecond, but you're just going to come back down. The other thing as well is that you want to keep your feet a little closer. So when I was just focusing on one of my feet, I pretty much had my other foot, I'll be back here, I think you can see me, but I had my lead foot in the back doing all the work, and my other foot was kind of like a bit more forward in front. It wasn't closer like how I would normally skate, just because of the fact that I wasn't focused on doing both feet. But now that I'm gonna try to get both of them, I want them to be a little bit closer so that way when I do actually pump, they're both going to hit the coping. Sorry, hopefully you can see my feet. So now I'm gonna do that again. You're not gonna see my face for a bit, mostly just my feet. And you know, if you have any questions, let me know. But again, I'm gonna focus on lifting my heel or taking weight out of my heel and trying to get them, both of my back wheels to pass the coping. But we're not stalling yet. kind of see what I was doing, and I don't think that I got it every single time exactly, but you could see that my back feet were going past the coping, and they did stick for like a little bit. Because my body was still in motion, I came right back off, but I was really, really light on my heels. All they did was come up and back, they didn't stick. The other thing to that is that, like, even if you do stick, you just gotta be prepared. This darn light, I gotta invest in some lights, more lights. I actually bought this light very recently for the garage, and I think I gotta get another one for the other side. But anyways, I'll turn the light on in just a second. Like, if you stick and you do fall on accident, you're gonna fall on your knees, which I can totally show you what that looks like. But the other thing is, as long as you bring those feet out into staggered stance, like this, because this one's already in motion and this one was going up first, that you're gonna be able to balance yourself out. You just gotta sit into it. Let me get the light. Okay, so now I'm gonna bring you out further so you can see what that looks like further. And then we'll move on to the next step. I'll show you that, what it looks like from the same spot, and then I'll bring you in closer. Also, thank you to Crash Test Mummy for following. I appreciate you. That's the difference too on Twitch. Like, it's it's a bit more personable, I feel like. I think that's the word, personable. So, like, if you follow or subscribe or, like, use channel points or anything like that, we just make more interactions and have, I think, more fun here. But, okay. Now I'm going to show you the same thing just a little bit further so you can kind of see what the rest of my body is doing. And I guess we're on, like, step 3, because the first step is just making sure your pumps are good. Step 2 is getting those back wheels up on the coping, you know, one of them at least. And then I guess step 3 could be the other side. And then this is still step 3, but then step 4 is going to be putting more weight into those wheels. So let me just show you this. Also, just to let you know, like, the feeling of what this feels like, it feels like I'm, like, barely tapping the coping. And it looks like, too, that one foot's kind of stalling before the other, which is kind of true, because one kind of gets stuck up there until the other, you know, comes up to it. So the closer you have your feet, the less time, I guess, you're kind of stuck up there, or feeling like you might be stuck up there. But it's so fast. I promise. It might look like it's not fast, but, like, in the seconds that I'm pumping, I'm like, feels like I'm already going to the next step. Okay, let's see. Sora said the scariest stall of all. Hi, Sora, welcome, welcome. It absolutely is. Okay, I will show you how to do it with your left foot after I do all the steps, and then we'll also do, like, after we do everything, we will do how to fakie stall with both feet. Okay, so with that in mind, I do want to show you, like, what a fakie stall feels like if you're putting a bunch of, or trying to do a fakie stall, if you're putting a bunch of fresh pressure in the back of your heels. So the sound is definitely different too. So as you can hear when I'm doing it with, like, less weight in my heels, it's pretty soft, and it feels pretty soft. But if I was doing it with, like, my heels, my weight coming down, which is basically the next step, but I just want you to hear the difference too. So if you feel like you're not putting enough weight in your heels, or you feel like you're putting too much weight in your heels, listen to the noises that your wheels are making when you're hitting the coping. If it's lighter, you're lighter on your heels. If it's heavier, then you're being heavier on your heels. Now the next step is basically that. So what you want to do is you want to sit on your heels at this point. And to sit longer and to be more up onto the deck rather than into the transition, you want to pump up further. So I feel like for some reason the light has a vendetta on me today and is absolutely like turning off quicker than normal. That or just time is flying by because I love like teaching. So I'm gonna turn that on again. But yeah, so now we're gonna do the next step, and you're gonna watch, like, the key thing to this is literally squatting into it. And you wanna be looking the whole time. So whether you're, well, first off, my back foot is my right because I switch forwards the back. So you always wanna be looking whatever way your hip is open most, because that's gonna be key. If you're looking this way, it's gonna be hard for you because the foot that is going backwards first is your right foot. But if your left foot is the one obviously going back first, then you can look towards that foot. I see there's some chatting, and I will get to your comment in just a second after I turn the garage light back on. But so yeah, so you want to look out through the whole thing, and as soon as this foot, again, we're doing a shift of weight, as soon as this foot's back wheels go over the coping, you want to sit into it. When this one comes up, you want to sit into that one, and you want to kind of even out like the weight distribution. Obviously, I'm going to do it starting from like lower into the transition going up, because you can fakie stall while not actually being up on the deck. Like, you can do it while being in the transition. And when I actually do a lot of tricks that I'm not like, I wouldn't say not comfortable with, but like don't want to necessarily be on the deck for, I just do them in the transition, and it allows me to come up and come back down a lot easier. Or at least like smoother, I guess, where you're not necessarily stalling fully. But yeah, step 4. I think we're on step 4. I always talk about noises when coaching, and oh, hi Keats. G'day, g'day. I always talk about noises when coaching, and I swear my students think I'm weird, but it's true. It is so true. Also, if you followed me, I just want to say we have really cute emotes down in the little chat bar. You should check them out and use them because they're pretty darn cute. Let me turn the garage door on real quick. 1 sec. Okay, we're back. Yes, there's the emote. We have a really cute roller skate emote, by the way. Just saying. Okay, so now let me show you this step further back, and then I'll show it to you up close. I'm not doing a lot of work here. Again, as soon as that back foot comes past the coping, those back wheels, I'm literally just sitting into it, watching for my other foot to come, sitting into that one, and it's literally ever so slight. Like, I'm not actually doing a huge squat or a lot of pressure into my skates. Now, to sit longer though, that's what you're gonna wanna do. You're gonna wanna pump, higher up onto the transition, and you're going to sit into it. So basically, if we're talking about physics, right? Your momentum going up the ramp is what's pushing you up onto the deck. The squat of your stall is what is like stopping you and stalling you. So if you think about it, right, if you just kept somehow pumping up the ramp, you'd probably go off the deck and you'd fall into my couch if you were here. But because of the fact that you're squatting into it, that squat is stopping that momentum and stopping you at the point of doing your squat. So if when you're wanting to go more on the deck, you're not so much going to be squatting as soon as that first foot hits the coping. You're gonna wait just a little bit to where your foot is up and over onto the coping instead of into the transition. Does that make sense? Give me the roller skate emoji if you understand so far at this point. Also, I think you have to be following me to use the emotes, but it's free to follow me, so. But yeah, if you follow me, just throw an emote in the chat. So yeah, let me show you this again. I'll bring you up closer this time. Again, noises are key, very, very key. So I feel like with more momentum, I'm so far away from you, but I just don't know where to be. So even the sound feels really soft to me when I'm hitting the coping because I know what I'm doing, I know where my weight should be. It feels comfortable to me, and it might be different to you. But again, that's how you know that you're not putting too much weight into it. Now, I'm going to actually put more weight into my heel and try to stall as long as I can and just be a little bit more up on the deck. I feel like I'm already doing that, but depending on where you stop, I feel like where I'm stopping is my wheels are here, and the majority of my foot, there goes the garage light again, majority of my foot is in the transition. But if I wanted to be stalling a bit more on top, I might have my front wheels be here and the coping might be towards the top of my slide block. That makes sense. I also might have to watch myself in the video because I can feel what I'm doing, but because the VOD is pretty on point to time, I haven't been able to see exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to turn the light on again and show you in just a sec. Okay, here we go. Making sure that I've unmuted myself. Mobile is so hard. Mobile is so hard. I would rather be using my computer, but my computer doesn't have the best camera. So, okay, here we go. I'm gonna sit into it longer. Something with my foot, but I was sending it, and that's something that also is a bail that's not too bad. Wait, I think I can actually see what I was doing. I'm watching the VOD right now, hold on. Or not the VOD, oh my god. There's a delay on the Twitch, so I can see what I'm doing, because I was going really fast. Nice, okay. Learn from my mistakes. So what had happened was I was trying to just extend where my lead foot was going, and what had happened was I just didn't sit into it, pretty much. So it went past, and I did a comfy little split. But we'll do it a couple more times. Also, never count my first try, because I'm mostly just okay, what do you think? I mean, that's how to fakie stall. And I know you couldn't see my whole body, which I'll push you out a little bit so you can see a little bit better. But pretty much, to do a longer stall, and this, again, stay up higher onto the deck, because when you're on the deck versus in the transition, that is where that's where you're actually stalling. You're stalling on top versus in the transition where you're just gonna stall longer because you're sitting on top of something versus like angled onto the coping. Any questions? Trying to think. Oh, the other thing too is to chat. You do have to verify something. It doesn't go to me. I don't see like any of your information. It's just going to Twitch, and it's basically to filter out bots. So you have to like verify with your email or your phone number. I can't remember which one it is. But you just gotta verify yourself so I know you're not a bot, because it's not fun getting bots, especially when you're queer, a person of color, and non-binary. I don't want people spamming or creating like a harmful environment to y'all or me. So just make sure that you verify yourself so you can chat or you can lurk. Lurking is a-okay with me, and that's cool. I'll just keep talking to the void. It's sick. That is not sarcasm. I'm really good at talking to the void. So yeah, I'll zoom you out a bit. I'll show you that one more time. And then I'll show you, okay, well, I want to show you some falls as well, just because falls are important. But the only time I really have fallen, there goes the light. The only times I've really fallen and how I've fallen, where I pretty much fell like on top of the deck. I literally kind of fell and like literally fell on my butt like this. It can happen on top, or it can happen like on the coping, which the coping is not fun, I will say that, but you ultimately just kind of like slide off at that point. You either, stay on the coping, or you slide off the ramp or the quarter pipe. And the other ways that I've fallen, I've done like what I showed you, where I accidentally kind of did the splits, where one foot went past and the other went down. And honestly, it was super smooth. Like, nothing bad happened. I kind of just glided down. The other way is where you could fall where both of your knees go down. And I think it's really important, honestly, to practice these falls. Like, not that you're purposely trying to hurt yourself, but just so you know what to do when you're falling. Like, I think it's something that's less talked about when you're roller skating, but actually practicing your falls are really key. And when I teach stuff, I'm able to show people the ways that I've fallen and how they might fall and how to prevent them, just because I practice my falls and I know in the ways that I've fallen. So if you can practice them, it just, makes you know what to do if you fall. And that's also key to preventing injuries. So, yeah. Okay, the coping at my local sticks out a lot. Any tips for jumping on versus rolling on? And not a bot, promise. I love that, thank you. Yes, absolutely. So we're actually gonna do jumping on after this. So there's a couple things I wanna show you. I'm turning the garage light on again. So just give me like 10 seconds, but I wanna show you more not how to fall necessarily, but different ways that you might fall from doing fakie stalls. I want to show you for fun, maybe with my left foot because I think that I can do it. And then I want to show you how to do it by jumping on. So we'll probably do falls, then jumping on with both feet next. And then at the end, we'll just do for fun with my left foot. So I'll bring you out here again, turn the garage light on, and we will continue. All right, not a bot, promise. I love it. I struggle with bigger, whippier transitions. How do you get over the fear of fakie stalling on them? Okay, so with whippier transition, I would personally probably jump on more than like pump up to it. But that's also me, only because if it's like a little bit more vertical is kind of what I feel like you're saying, is where it kind of like whips up faster. You're basically cutting off like the portion of like the whippier part, if that makes sense, or like the more vertical part. So you're kind of like jumping from, let's just say, right, if this was higher and like exactly where this line is, if this literally like shot up straight, you would basically be skipping that part because you would basically be jumping from this point onto the coping, and you'd be like just skipping the pump of having to like get yourself up to that portion. Does that make sense? And it kind of goes in line with like me teaching you how to do the jump anyways. But basically the key to doing the jump is when you get to the section that you like want to jump onto the coping at, you're just bringing your feet up and then bringing them back down onto the coping. So your momentum, your like pump, which you want to pump harder, is going to basically send you up. All you have to do is like lift your legs. So think of it as like you're doing a little air onto the coping. I'll just show you that. I'll show you how to stall longer from a little bit further back, and then I'll show you how to do it with 2 feet. A lot farther, and I'm missing the coping a couple times. Ah! But that's where, like, if you're really diligent about watching what you're doing, is you're able to catch yourself when you fall, just like I did again. I also keep thinking the garage door is open, so if I'm like really bent over, it's because I don't want to hit my head. But I have to tell myself the garage door is not here. I normally have the garage door open when I do stuff, but because of the fact that it gets darker out later, I think we're just gonna do closed garage like lessons, and I just gotta go get more lights. I'll do that a couple more times just to remake. I never want to end on a bail. accustomed to doing it with like rolling on and doing a fakie stall. Now, we will do it where we are jumping on. So I'll just show you what that looks like. And again, like if you can see these lines, which I didn't put these on here. It was from like, I also didn't put these stickers on there. I want them off, but I won't do it now. My ADHD will absolutely tell me to pick those off right now. But if you can like watch the lines or even create lines for yourself when you're skating in general, it's really helpful. Not only for like when you're seeing things and knowing when to jump, if that's the way that you choose to do it, but also just to have like a visual representation. Like if you can't do lines, you can always do nails on ramps, or like cracks, or like maybe there's a stain on the ramp or something, right? Just pinpoint a spot where you're like, okay, this feels pretty good to, jump from here. The other thing too is, if you're nervous about jumping on the coping, you can always do one foot first, then the other. So like, if you're nervous about doing a fakie stall with 2 feet, you can always do 1 foot and have one come on the coping and do a toe stop or like your whole foot down. I'll show you what that looks like. I just have a tiny deck, so I might fall, but that is like the small step before actually fully doing the whole jump. We have to turn the garage light on again. Hold on. I know it's not a fun sound. I know. I do my best to mute it. Okay, so here's what it looks like. For you, because for me, I'm doing my best to try to jump like as soon as my right foot back wheels hit here. It feels like it might be a little bit closer to the coping, but both feet essentially are hitting the coping at the same time, which is what you want. And it might be a slight difference. It's a bit more, like you can tell a bit more when you have a taller ramp versus something smaller, because everything happens really fast. But yeah, and then the step before that is obviously just doing 1 foot on top of the ramp or on top of the deck, and then one on the coping. So what that would look like. And you can, of course, stop yourself too, because you've got a toe stop hitting on the deck. That one, I don't know if you can see it. I'll come up closer for you in just a sec here. But that one, basically you were still jumping with both feet, but, sorry, it's hot. But whether you're fast enough or not fast enough, like, depending on what foot is going backwards first, like for me, my switch foot, which is this one, would hit the coping first, and then my left foot would go backwards. But if you feel more scared for some reason to do this foot, obviously you can do this foot on the coping and this one back, but it wouldn't make too much sense, because if your dominant foot is right, this is the one that's going to be hitting the coping anyways. So I would encourage you to put this one on the coping first and level yourself out with your non-dominant foot. The other thing I was gonna say is you could get shitters from doing fakie stalls. If you have shin pads, absolutely wear those. Because instead of doing like a toe stop, you can also always like do a knee. I don't have a big enough deck to do that, but you can hop out and squat into it with a knee instead as well. I just realized my face is being cut off because I'm like watching what you're watching right now. So if my face is being cut off, let me know. But yeah, I'll bring you closer so you can see that. Brenda Skate said, is it the lead foot that goes on the deck? Yes, it is. I didn't even see your comment until I didn't see your comment, but I answered your question too. Okay, so I'm gonna show you a side-by-side view just so you can see like both feet together, and then I'll zoom it out just a little so you can kind of see more of an angle. Okay, so that was just doing the Fakie stall with both your feet in general. And now we're gonna do like the step before that, which is like putting your foot, one foot, your lead foot on the coping and your non-dominant behind. So yeah, the key things to doing it with like both of your feet, I feel like that step, like it's hard because your right foot is obviously gonna make it before your left foot does. So this one's already coming and meeting the coping versus your left foot is coming over the coping and touching the deck. So, you know, just like sit into your right knee when you're doing this step. Really put more weight onto this one until your toe comes up. And for a lot of it, you're probably going to be leaning into the transition. But once you feel comfortable, you can kind of sit on top of the deck. So it looks a little bit more like this. Because obviously you're going to be looking down at your feet when all of this is happening. You might even feel comfortable putting that other foot onto the coping and then going back down because you're kind of stuck up there for a second, that you can make that little move. I didn't think it'd get hot, so I need to get water. But yeah, that's pretty much how, you know, you do 2 feet. You're just basically cutting yourself, bringing those knees up, and putting them back down onto the coping. And the momentum of your pump is what's taking you onto the coping. And then from there, obviously, if you want to get more on top of the coping, you just cut, like, once you get more comfortable to it, say you're jumping from here. Let's just say you're jumping from here. I don't think it normally would be that low. It feels like it might be here, but it still is like pretty close to the coping. Once you get more comfortable, it might just be like, you know, a shorter of a distance because your momentum should most likely take you up and over. But it just depends on, again, it depends on the ramp. Like I'm using a pretty mellow ramp, which I'm very thankful for because it really allows me to lean into the coping and do a lot of stuff. And also when I fall, it's a lot more smoother. But like if you have something steeper, it really, really just depends. So now I'm gonna try to do some stuff with my left foot in front. I'm pretty sure that I can do a fakie stall with my left foot in front. And if you have any questions about fakie stalls, about me, about roller skating, I don't know, anything, you're more than welcome to ask me now. I feel like this is pretty much the end of the tutorial, so if I haven't covered something for you, let me know. I also can't see Instagram right now, so if anyone is DMing me on Instagram for any reason, I can't see it. But I'm going to zoom you back a bit so we can see this mess. I don't think it'll be messy, but, you know, just in case. Who knows? Who knows? I mean, it's already messy because my freaking garage lights won't stay on. It's not messy. I'm just messing with myself. Okay, let's see how this is gonna go. I think I can do it. I can do a lot of stuff, so I have a feeling that I'll be able to do this, but, you know, might just take me a couple tries. I learned a bit ago that I can do backsides the other way. Hold on, I gotta scoot my ramp over a little bit. Okay, there we go. I learned a while ago that I can do backsides the other way, which I'm stoked about, but like slightly terrified about because they are very scary on your non-dominant foot. Okay. Just had to turn the ramp around. Crash Test Mummy said, thanks, Kiana. I live in rural Western Australia with no other quad park skaters skating, so need all the help I can get. More than happy to help you out. Wait a second. Hold on. I don't know if I know my subscribers just went up by 1, and I don't know if who it was that subscribed to me, but if you're here and you're subscribed to me today, thank you, I appreciate you. Because it didn't give me a notification, which is so odd, but all right, let's try this. We're gonna do some pumping with my left foot first. First step. Now I just gotta put more weight into it. Okay, we can do this. It's so funny too because it's fun being a switch-footed skater because in the beginning it was really tough to do a lot of tricks. My face is being cut off, hold on. It's really fun doing a lot of tricks in the beginning because it was hard. It was very hard to do a lot of stuff because I had to switch my feet and figure it out. It's just difficult. It's difficult, very difficult. But now being more experienced and having a lot of time behind me with skating in the park, it's made it very easy to switch my feet and adapt and do a lot of things. So how I can do, I can pump both ways. I just don't do it very often. I can stall with either foot. I can drop in with either foot. This is a humble brag, sorry. But I'm not sorry because it's called experience. But I can backside the other way. There's just so many little things that I've loved about being a switch footer. And when I teach people, it's not wrong to be a switch footer. Nothing is wrong. Roller skating is not wrong no matter whatever way you do it. unless you're being a bully, unless you're being homophobic, transphobic, racist, or biphobic, like all of that stuff, obviously. But like when you're learning how to do stuff, there's no like right or wrong way to do it if it works for you, you know? So it's just been a really fun journey to like show people who are a switch footer that you can do stuff, and maybe down the line you'll be able to do even more stuff because of the fact that you have to switch your feet. Yeah, anyways, that is my spiel. So that's all I got. That's all I got. Let's try to do this. Trying to get up there. But with like those practices, I was trying to focus more on like putting more pressure up onto the stall so I can even myself out to like feel comfortable just, you know, in the stall. And then I ended up just doing the jump because I was like nervous. But I think if I practice more, we'll get it. All right. I love switch foot. I feel prepared for most landings. Yes, agreed. Agreed. Okay, well, this is the part, I was gonna grab my little chair, but, I mean, this is the part of the Twitch video where, like, we're done with the lesson. Sometimes I'll ask people if they just want me to do something for fun. So, I don't know. I don't know what time it is. I probably should have checked that before I sat down, but I gotta make food and then I gotta pack because I'm actually gonna be gone for a whole week. So next week, I mean, depending if I can get to a skate park, then I would love to do a lesson. But if I can't do that, then I probably won't have any Twitch streams next week. So we will be missing one tutorial Tuesday, but if you have any suggestions on what you want to see next week, I was thinking we could do slides, or we could do, darn, what was it? There was something I wanted to teach. I forgot what it was. I know people want aerials / cartwheels. I know people want handstands. Which I have to learn how to do handstands on this because it's so short. It's been a little bit difficult. Like I can do them, but they're not that great. If I have this set up with that ramp, I can probably I might be able to do aerials, but I have to practice them. I could definitely do cartwheels. I've done cartwheels on this ramp before. Trying to think of what else. There was something forwards that I wanted to teach. I think it might have just been like fun stalls, like varieties on stalls and stuff. We could do airs. I don't know, let me know what you want to see. But, I mean, I think that's really pretty much it. So if you want to hang out, I'll probably try to practice doing left leading Fakie stalls a couple more times. But other than that, like, thank you for stopping by. I hope that you got something out of the video. Feel free to look at my other VODs. If you subscribe, I love you. You basically don't get ads, which is cool. I have an awesome mod named Camden, who is not here right now, but they are pretty dope. They skate as well, and They're normally in the chat helping modding Twitch videos. Sometimes we play games. Trying to think of like what else. I'm just advertising at this point. I have a code with Moxie, Kiana Ioana, so if you shop over there, you can use it for $5 off. That's all. I think I'm really excited because I like the brand Gender Shredder, and they just put a post out for starting a team, and I would really like to put a post in for that. I don't expect anything, because I would love for like other skaters to also get recognized. But I've been talking with that person for a little bit, and like they've sent me some of their stuff, and we like have talked about doing like t-shirt collabs and stuff like that. So it'd be really cool if I just, you know, like shredded on their team, because I already have some of their stuff and like love promoting them. But I think that's like the only other thing going on really skate wise. We just had Quad Cup. I did like a small debrief on that. I've been thinking a little bit more about it too, and like I'm interested to see what happens next time at Quad Cup, only because like I want more winners, but I definitely don't think like having divisions of men's, women's, non-binary is the solution. I was more just stoked on the fact that there were like more winners. So I'm interested to see what that will look like for the next Quad Cup. I don't think there's really anything else. We've got a competition. Wait, is that Camden? Every time I see pink, I think it's Camden, because your name always shows up at pink, or shows pink on my screen. And I think you have the little mod check on there. I was just talking about you. Did you hear me talk about you? Hi, Camden. How are you? The garage light is off yet again. I'm good. How are you? It's good to see ya. What else? What else is going on? Oh, we got Panthers from Moxie, and also, okay, I'm gonna give you a little insight. I'll actually bring you closer. We're gonna have a giveaway soon. We're gonna have a roller skate giveaway. Are you excited? I'm excited. So, you've probably already seen some people doing giveaways with Moxie. I'm doing that too. So, we got some Panthers by Moxie, which is really exciting. And we're gonna have a chance to give away Panthers too. And I already was gonna do a giveaway because I normally do ones in like November and December anyways. Angel, welcome back. Because we normally do giveaways in like November and December anyways. So, because that is where I feel like most people want roller skates, honestly. Like, I know that anytime people want roller skates, around like the whole year, but I also just feel like sometimes like it's hard on people's budgets, that like accessories or like little things can be great stocking stuffers or great presents. So if you want a pair of roller skates, or you know someone that wants a pair of roller skates, then keep an eye out, because probably the end of November is when I'm gonna do the giveaway. I wanna do a Panther tryout, like a Twitch live first before I do the actual giveaway, because I've only been in Panthers once, and I did skate in them. Like, I did a whole Moxie YouTube video in the Panthers, but I want to actually break mine out new out of the box and try them out, and just like have some cool things to talk about and put in the caption of the giveaway. And we'll probably do like, I don't know, maybe we'll do a Twitch lesson in them or something. That way I like really get good use of them, and we'll also probably just talk about them and stuff, because, you know, like I wanted to do a YouTube. I was talking about a while ago, I want to do YouTubes whenever I get new skates, and I want to like review them and stuff. So we'll do like an out-of-box review. I've already brought them out of the box. And then we'll do like a review after we've done like the Twitch lesson or something. But yeah, so we'll have that, and then we'll have like more throughout the week. We'll either have more throughout the week, or it'll be like, you know, first winner gets Panthers, second winner gets something, third winner gets something. Because I want to do 3 winners, because I don't just want it to be skates. I want it to be skates, some other stuff, and then like, you know, like bearings and toe stops and like, you know, other things to just give away. But we'll see. Maybe we'll do like a fun, like just holiday giveaway where like every day I post something and we give like something away. I don't know. I like being extra whenever I do giveaways, so yeah. But I'm trying to think of what else is going on. I'll be out of town for a week starting tomorrow. I actually have to finish packing after this, so that is what I'll be doing. I can't see chat. Hold on. Let me bring the computer over. Also, oh yes, and I started this Instagram. Well, technically it had already been started by someone else, but I really like the idea because I would constantly give out my stuff like to people in person or at meetups. SD Skate Fun is a local to my area fund for roller skate accessories, roller skates, then much more. It's currently more local, but like if it doesn't get claimed within like a week or something, I think I will be willing to, if someone pays for shipping, ship it out to someone. So if you want to follow that, again, it's SD, like S as in skates, D as in date, Skate Fund on Instagram. You can follow that. And if you ever like want, you know, need stuff, gently used stuff, or sometimes there's even new stuff, you can check out that page, and we will be posting this week. I have written up all the rules and like everything. Rules, I don't know, terms and conditions, I don't know what the proper like term is for that. But I've written up the doc and I'm just making edits to it, and I've taken a ton of pictures so that way this, it's Tuesday. I'll probably start posting stuff like within the week. But that way I can start posting stuff and people can like know, you know, how it runs and whatnot. Yeah, there's so much exciting stuff coming up. I'm really, really stoked. Angel is eating potatoes with some meat, nothing wild, busy all day and didn't want to cook. I mean, that's great. I'm proud of you. I'm always proud of you for cooking, okay? I don't even know what I'm going to make. I was thinking about making like nachos, but instead of nachos, I use tater tots because I have leftover tater tots right now. But I don't have any guacamole, which is sad, and I don't know if I want to go to the store to get just guacamole. But yeah, I think that's it. Thanks for hanging out. I'll shout out some people again who followed today. We have Womb. So we have Womb Raider or Womb Raider. Raider. I think. Eat With Mosh and Crash Test Mummy. Crash Test Mummy is adorable. And also we had, we actually had a few people follow. We had that I haven't shouted out. So Weed Fairy followed, Pink Squish, Bantam Man, Big Al Slaps, Cool Borzoi, Dr. Toadley, and Brenda Skates. So yeah. And here's a lovely hug for you from me, from everyone in chat. You belong here. Thanks for showing up. I appreciate you. And yeah, I hope to see you next time we have a Twitch stream. It might not be for a little bit, but yeah, come hang out if you're ever feeling lonely, if you want to chat with anyone, if you, oh no, there are ads. Wait, did an ad just start? As I was saying my goodbyes. But yeah, you're welcomed here. I'm very thankful to have you here. And yeah, always shout me out if you ever want me to teach you anything or you want me to play a certain game. We will be doing next Friday. I have so many cool things in the work, okay? So next Friday, I would love to play games with y'all if you want to play games. I'm thinking Fall Guys or Among Us. And then in the future, I'm very stoked because I'm going to have some people come on and play games with me for stream. And they're going to be some really cool skaters that y'all probably know. So that would be really exciting. But that's all that I've got for you today. Because I'm on mobile, I have to end it by going over to mobile. Unless, let's see, is there anyone to raid today? We've got Julian and Logan to raid. And I am not ready to raid Julian. I am also not ready to raid Logan. So I will end you with that tonight. But I hope that you have a beautiful night. And is Blizz on? It's not like allowing me. Oh, I guess you could just type it in and raid Blizz. That is very true. We could raid Blizz. I'm kind of... I was getting nervous to raid people. It's so funny. We could raid Blizz. I think that would be fun. Blizz Bear epic gamer moment. Hell yeah. What is Blizz doing? Let's check it out first. I always like spying on people before we raid them just to see like what they're doing. Secret Neighbor, is that a game? Keeping it dark tonight. I love it. I don't know that I want to raid Blizz today, but I will definitely raid him another day. But if you don't know who Blizz Bear is, you should go check out his channel, and I'll probably hop in his stream after this too. Wait, Camden, are you able to control raids? I don't know 100% what mods are able to do. I'm just not sure what the game is, nor like do I know the vibe is always great at Blizz's channel, but I just don't know what Secret Neighbor is, and I checked it out, and it looks like more of a dark game, so I don't know what's going on, but I go head over to his channel if you would like to, and I'm sure we'll raid him another time. But anyways, thanks for hanging out. I will see y'all later. Bye! Wait, here. Bye! So it's not my ass that's ending you. Oh my goodness. Goodbye.